My family, hi. There have been a lot of requests from you, that we look into this prophecy.
If there is probability that this thing can happen the way it happened, I'll never prophesy it. But God has showed me an ultimate future. World War III is about to kickstart. It has already kickstart. Europe is the next phase. Once Israel the journey has begun in Israel and Iran and everything. This is what I saw. Let me break it down to you in the realm of the spirit. As the Lord lives, it is the timeline. Whether you believe it or not, it will be your reality. You have to live in it. The timeline doesn't care about how much faith you have. It is not prayer. It is reality in time. To you, time is linear. To us, time is secular, which means you have already lived the timeline ahead by the grace of God. God has shown us what it is. Now, what is going to happen in time, as I saw, is that I saw Donald Trump crying. I'm not talking about crying in secret, crying in real life in this same battle. I saw Arab for Muslims, those Iran people, and they were carrying shovels and they were digging them out like stones and to move to America from the entire Middle East. Yes, I moved to America here from the whole of the Middle East, everywhere, including Israel and everywhere. They cleared America from the whole of the Middle East. Yes. So when I saw that, I saw Trump was crying, I saw some more two or more free on them. And then I realized that they were sinking American ships because I saw American flags upside down like this in the middle of the water in the Middle East. Wow. I'm watching the ships underground. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the bombs. I'm looking at those ships stand upside down in the heavy aircraft carriers have been bent halfway. They are trying to sink. They are trying to revive it, trying to use helicopters to hold it together and everything. I saw American ships, war machines and everything returning back, running away from Iran. They will also kill other people. They will level Iran to a level. But still, they will run away at the end of the day because the battle became different. This war is World War III activated. There's about 10 countries fighting at the same time. It is just that you do not know yet. It's about to kickstart. The timeline is opened.
I see. So I actually remember sharing this, but I also believe, I wasn't a bit fair when I, shared with you my thoughts concerning what this brother said. Because I have actually been going through some of the things he said. He's really, really accurate. All right. So let's just wait and see about things that are going to be happening. And we also have Brother Brendan saying this.
I told you all about Israel. This is a call to prayer.
And I believe this was released in 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
This is a call to prayer again. The biological stuff that I saw coming out of a cave in Iran that was chemicals, the secret attack again, just like it was in October.
And we'll get back to that. A lot of people have been speculating, saying that Bibi Netanyahu is dead. You released this video and some of you were saying that, I saw some of you, across social media actually saying that he has 6 fingers. The video is AI generated. Well, he came out to respond.
We've got this video I just want to show you. I just want a 20-second review. So there's been an online rumor that Netanyahu was killed, right? So I'm not sure if anyone ever actually took this seriously, but it was serious enough for Netanyahu's people to release some video overnight. And I'll just play some of the video for you here. And I won't worry about the audio at this stage. But what he says is he's asked about rumors that he's been killed. Here it is. And then according to the translation, he says, they say I'm what? And then he goes, I'm dying for a coffee. You know what I mean? So he's trying to keep things bright.
Well, you got to have a sense of humor no matter what job you have in the world or you go nuts.
Yeah, well, that's true.
My family, some of these things I share with you because, I know that there are some Christian brothers and sisters who don't even watch the news. So we just try to merge some of these things, the news, the word of God, prophecies, and all that. But we actually filter, some of these lies and share the truth with you. And the funniest thing is a lot of people are saying Bibi Netanyahu has been killed, but yet we have Iran coming out to say that they're still hunting him down. I actually found it funny.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard said today they are targeting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In a statement, they said, if this child-killing criminal is alive, we will continue to pursue and kill him with full force. I would have thought that phrase, kill him with full force is probably redundant there, but anyway, that's how they communicate. Should Benjamin Netanyahu be worried by the reach of Iran? It's a funny thing, right? Because you've got Israel is a population of, is it 10 million, compared with Iran, 90 million, and yet Israel has been able to strike deep within Iran to the point, as you mentioned, where the supreme leader, the Ayatollah, he's gone. His son is now nowhere to be seen, presumed injured, possibly dead, we're not sure. Is there any chance that Iran could do similar to Israel, or is that farcical?
So I actually found it funny, so you do need to watch what you hear. Let's move on.
Now I want to go to the things that the Lord has been warning me about praying about Israel striking Iran.
I believe this was also released 2024, 2023.
And this causing a major uprising and even more about the Middle East, and the United States coinciding with this. This will be about the oil. I said, the Lord showed me oil prices skyrocketing in the Middle East, about the petrodollar and things like that. Controlling the economy. It's a lot of manipulation, a lot of darkness with this. He's not released me to say everything, but I'm going to tell you, we need to pray over strikes against Iran. Yes, it's going to increase, is what I'm trying to say. But it's about the oil. Telling you there's more stuff coming.
I've been seeing a lot of people blaming Israel and the United States of America. I want you to listen to this vision that was released in 2019.
A prophetic word, and this one was from November the 28th of 2019. I was observing a meeting of military leaders with the supreme leader of the Iran regime. They were seated at a very large conference table that was curved like an oval shape on the sides and square at each end. On the far end was the headman, who had a white beard and was wearing a white head wrap and a long dark brown robe. Flanking him on both sides were men dressed in military uniforms. They were speaking in their language, but somehow I understood the conversation. In a nutshell, the leader said that Iran is in a crisis that is both from without and within. Within, he said, it was the rise of Christian revival in Iran.
And if you listen to all the videos we've been sharing with you, they can do nothing about this. The Christian revival is going to break out in Iran. There's nothing they can change about it.
Go to Jeremiah chapter 49. We're going to read from verse 38. And I will set my throne in Elam, and will destroy from thence the king and the princes, saith the Lord. Where is Elam? Elam is Iran. Here is what God is saying. I will set my throne in Iran. That means Iran belongs to Jesus Christ. And look what he says. He says, I will destroy thence the king and the princes. So all those leaders who say Jesus Christ is not allowed in Iran, they are done for. Yes, sir. Because God has them in his sights. God is saying, I have a throne in Iran. So there's going to be a massive salvation in Iran like the world has never seen. You know, there's some people who don't understand the scriptures. They say that, no, the Elamites are not connected to the Iranians. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. The Bible tells you that's the place. In fact, when you read in the book of Acts, you would see there were Elamites who came to Jerusalem to worship. Many Jewish Elamites, devout men and women, Parthians, Medes and Elamites. That's not too long ago. And that should tell you it wasn't going to end, because God said, I've set my throne. I've set my throne there. Look at it. I will set my throne in Elam. and will destroy from thence the king and the princes, said the Lord. Now let's read the next verse. But it shall come to pass in the latter days. You see, so it goes into the future. In the latter days, that I will bring again the captivity of a lamb. Can you see that? That means I will save a lamb. I will save Iran. In the latter days, they will be saved. So you're looking at the future of Iran. Iran is not going to go the way the caliphate is thinking. It's not going to go the way the Khomeinis are thinking. No. Iran is going to go the way of the scriptures, the way of the gospel. That's the way it's going to go. And in fact, is now set in that journey.
He said it was the rise of Christian revival in Iran. From without, it is economic. The great Satan, as he called the United States, has nearly crippled our economy and is threatening our future. Then he said Allah had spoken to him to gather those in that room and tell them, the time has now come to go to war to end all wars and destroy the little Satan and to mortally wound the great Satan. At first I didn't understand what he meant, and then I realized this is referring to Israel and the US. Everyone at the table then applauded and shouted together in unison, "Our God is greater, and death to our eternal enemies." The leader then continued and said, "The Mahdi Messiah is about to appear and we are to prepare his way. Even if Iran falls, we must destroy the Zionist regime. All is now prepared. We have the weapons to overwhelm them and wipe the little Satan out and liberate the Middle East." Then they all stood except the leader and shouted over and over, "Our God is greater, death to the infidels. Tell my prayer warriors to take authority and intercede now that this evil plot will be stopped." Then the dream ended.
We are in the last of the last days.
So, my family, we really need to pray. There's also some other parts of the prophetic words that I also have to share with you.
The things the Lord showed me about secret meetings, God protect me, I saw Little Kim, Russia, and certain major powers. I'll say it like that. I saw certain major powers that they were devising a plan in the days ahead to come and co-strike, like react against what Israel just did today. But it's something that we should be watching.
You know, this is just my opinion. I actually think this is tying into what the prophet from Ghana actually said. That is Prophet Telvin. I believe it is actually maybe making more sense.
In the Middle East.
Wow.
I'm watching the ships underground. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the bombs. I'm looking at those ships stand outside down in the heavy aircraft carriers have been bent halfway. They are trying to sink. They are trying to revive it, trying to use helicopters to hold it together and everything. I saw American ships, war machines and everything returning back, running away from Iran. They will also kill other people. They will level Iran to a level. Okay. But still, they will run away at the end of the day because the battle became different. This war is World War III activated. There's about 10 countries fighting at the same time. It is just that you do not know yet.
The things the Lord showed me about secret meetings, God protect me, I saw Little Kim, Russia, and certain major powers. I'll say it like that. I saw certain major powers that they were devising a plan in the days ahead to come and co-strike, like react against what Israel just did today. But it's something that we should be watching.
So these are actually old videos. They are not very, very recent. And it actually showed me that, these people may be onto something, you see. So my judgment was really wrong, concerning what I said about what the prophet from Ghana was saying. But do I actually mean that I agree with him 100%? Let's just wait and see. Still, even up to now, I don't really agree with everything he actually said, especially the thing that Israel will be defeated, all the historical sites will be bombed and all that. Let me just wait and see. Moving on.
And so we see the things happening with Israel right now. And this is very serious. I saw great anti-Semitism.
And rightly so, my family, if you go through the news, you actually see that it is starting to become more prevalent. I actually compiled a few videos for you Check this out.
While keeping up the attack on Iran, Israel's also fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon. I note Turkey's foreign minister today accused Israel of using this as a pretext for, and these are his words, another genocide. So 2 questions for you. What are Israel's objectives in Lebanon? And what do you make of Turkey's accusations?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that one of Hamas's main state sponsors of terror is now giving its backing to another terrorist group, Hezbollah, by spreading the racist genocide hoax that has fueled political violence against Israelis and Jews all around the world. Israel wants Hezbollah to stop shooting at Israeli families. It's as simple as that. The Lebanese government was supposed to disarm Hezbollah under the ceasefire that ended the last war in 2024. Heck, the Lebanese government was supposed to disarm Hezbollah under the ceasefire that ended the 2006 war, and they haven't done it, and they dragged their feet, and they chickened out of a confrontation with Hezbollah. And now we have an Iranian proxy army that is within anti-tank missile range of Israelis sitting on their front porch on the northern border. Israelis cannot go home safely because their houses are getting bombarded. They're under non-stop missile fire, and Israel wants to remove that threat and make it go away. And I think Lebanon needs to make peace with Israel. It needs to join the Abraham Accords. It needs to engage with Israel as an ally and tell the IDF, how do we work together in order to dismantle this Iranian proxy army that has embittered our lives and has brought nothing but ruin and destruction to Lebanon. And frankly, it's disappointing but not surprising to see the country that has shielded Hamas's leadership, that has compared Israeli leaders to Nazis, that treated Hamas terrorists in its own hospitals, trying to extend a diplomatic umbrella over yet another terrorist group in the Middle East.
Very bad. And I saw that Trump would be diplomatic. We can't, I don't want to, we'll try to work this out. But I saw Bibi pushing the button. Pray about Cuba.
No, que quémelo para pinto. Mira, 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 mira.
And of course, Donald Trump rarely stays out of the news. The US president also raising the prospect of a friendly takeover of Cuba. He told reporters at the White House that Secretary of State, the US Foreign Minister, essentially Marco Rubio, was negotiating directly with Cuba's government. The president imposing a fuel blockade on the island after signing an executive order in January as Cuba endures an economic collapse. Donald Trump believes something positive will come out of talks between the two countries.
The Cuban government is talking with us, and they're in a big deal of trouble, as you know. They have no money, they have no anything right now, but they're talking with us, and maybe we'll have a friendly takeover of Cuba. We've had a lot of years of dealing with Cuba. I've been hearing about Cuba since I'm a little boy, but they're in big trouble, and we could very well, something good, I think very positive for the people that were expelled or worse from Cuba that live here.
Alex, some Cubans are now calling on Donald Trump to do for them what he's done for Iranians, or what he is doing for them, and trying to get regime change, and what he did for Venezuelans facing a severe lack of food, electricity, and medical care. They are pleading with the president to liberate them too. Cuban dissident Pedro Cuellar Camentara. Look, I'm going to butcher his name. I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah.
He's a Cuban dissident, and he's told the New York Post, "I am not a religious person, but I pray to God for Donald Trump. He is our only hope for freedom." Alex, who would have thought that the man that the left demonized as a racist, a bigot, would be seen as a figure of hope for marginalized people around the world?
Well, I hope Trump does help out Cuba. I love big booty Latinas, and if that means more big booty Latinas are going to be here on American soil, I'm okay with it. And, let's be real. The people of Cuba, they have been held back by their leadership. And, I don't know if we go there and drop bombs. I hope it would be more like Venezuela, where it could just be in and out type situation. But really, at the end of the day, these people are suffering, and they need leadership that's going to help them out. And I think Donald Trump is probably their only hope.
Okay, we should just be praying over what I told you all to pray over concerning Cuba. Is this what I warned you all about? Not terrorist activity, but an influx of what came across the border over the past 4 years was a whole bunch of people from another country that was an army. And I saw men raising up, and they were like cells of people in 10 major cities. Very serious stuff. I saw things on fire.
So my family, just a summary, we're actually hearing from the Ghanaian prophet that he's actually saying that America will finally retreat from Iran, from that war, because it's not just Iran, Israel, and the United States of America that are involved. We also have many more countries. Russia is in there, North Korea is in there, China is in there, a whole lot of other countries. And we also have Brother Brandon talking about Cuba. He also talked about the surprise attack that will befall Israel. And we also had the news of Bibi Netanyahu's death being debunked and a whole lot of other stuff. So we actually really need to pray, especially concerning what is going to be happening in the future. And concerning President Trump, is he really dying, or the prophecy had to do with an impeachment?
Yes, we see the valley of decision. And we know what the Lord told us concerning President Trump and his life. The Lord Jesus stood right here, and he told me the decisions he makes in the next couple weeks will be the make or break of his presidency. I will hold the church accountable of how they pray for him. It's our job as a church to pray for our president. I believe with all my heart that God has appointed President Trump for such a time as this, and we will protect him with prayer, and he will live long and finish his assignment that God has called him to do. I don't believe there is a better person for the job. I don't. But the Lord said it will be an open door of pride. This would be an open door to kill, steal, and destroy the things the Lord has told him to do, to go on the right assignment. The enemy's waiting in the trenches, saying, "Listen, how do we take him out of his path? Is it always just about death? No, it's even impeachment. Not having the right wave in November and having an impeachment in 2027, 2028, one of the time frames, because losing the Senate and the House. There's a lot here.